Hello and welcome to Lobricks. This is Leaky Trooper and this is our Wednesday Tatooine MOC video. So, as we alluded to earlier this week, if you watch our unboxing videos, we are going to be working on Jabba's palace. And we are not going to take the top off this week. The basement, for the most part, is done. We have some more lighting work to do. But it's time to get to work on the top of Jabba's palace. And this week, we are going to be doing some mountain work. But before we do that, we are going to have a Leaky tutorial. And it has to do with mountain building. So let's get to that. So as you look at our original mountain here, which I call Ben's Hut Mountain, we have some staggered mountain pieces. And it's kind of hard to see with all of these slope pieces and all of that, but if you'll notice as you go along, the mountain goes in and out. And here's a good example. Goes in and comes back out. So I am going to demonstrate the technique that we use to do that before we put all of the grimbling and rocks and slanted pieces and all of that, and kind of put the finishing touches on it. So, and that's what we're going to do this week on Jabba's palace, is we are going to be building the rock structure leading up to the top of Jabba's palace, which we need to do to cover up the Rancor pit, the back of the droid torture chamber room, and other things. And it also sets the foundation so we can build onto the top of the mountain of Jabba's palace, and then finish off, finally, the back half of Jabba's palace. Now, obviously, we're not doing all that this week, so this week we're going to focus on the mountains. But first, let's get to Leaky's tutorial. So, we've gotten a lot of comments about how we should, well, we got a comment about how we should do some tutorials and show how did we do things on Lobricks. And one of the key things that we've been doing for a long time is mountain building. And I know a lot of folks, if you ask Lego builders, building with these mountain pieces, which are really called 5x10 mountain pieces, they're kind of considered cheating. Well, when you have to build as many mountains as we do, both on Tatooine and soon to be on Hoth, we have to cheat because budget does not hold for thousands and thousands of bricks. So, this tutorial, you are going to need some mountain pieces, some 2x2 tan bricks, dark tan and light tan, and then some 1x2 bricks of various colors, dark tan, light tan, and I got a couple of nougat pieces in there. Then finally, some 1x2 pieces. And so really I'm going to show you two techniques. One is to line them up square and then also alternate them. So instead of just a perfect square line, we want them a little staggered, and I'll show you what we mean. So first, we're going to join the first two mountain pieces together. So to do that, we have to start with our handy dandy 2x2 block. So we put one on the bottom and one on the top. Now the other thing I want to do is to make these square, and you could either do 6x6 pieces across. I am not going to do that. I'm just going to put 1x2 pieces on here. So there we go. So we have joined the first two mountain pieces. So step one, join the first two mountain pieces. Pretty simple. Next, we're going to build the second layer, but we are going to want to stagger it. And if you'll notice, one of the reasons I put the second one on here is this one is going to be staggered out, one piece. This one, we are going to have flush. So see how this one sticks out, and this one is flush. But before we can put the flush one on there, you have to determine how long of a wall do you want. And since we are going to have this one be flush, I want to kick this one out a step here. So in order to do that, we are going to need a 1x3 piece, but I didn't say we needed a 1x3 piece. So instead, we are going to use these 1x2 bricks. So, and I want to kind of alternate the colors because when we start applying cheese pieces, we are going to use 3 colors. We're going to use dark tan, dark tan, light tan, and nougat. That's kind of our basic mountain colors for Tatooine. So when we want to connect, we're going to want this one. This piece is going to be staggered back, so we're going to want to move this one forward to here. So we are going to want to connect those pieces there. But it still leaves it a little flimsy. So I also like these pieces right here. These are slightly curved pieces, and I put them there like so. And it also creates a little ridge in there, which later on you could, but it just adds a little more stability. Now, we're going to have this one be forward. And so let's place these pieces here. And then this one will be, actually, we'll move it up there, like so. So it's still a little loose. So we're going to want to close out that circle right there. So there you go. That is how we have built staggered mounds. And obviously the one other thing I will just mention quickly is when you want to wrap around a corner, the technique is very similar. You just go the other way. So I will show you. We're going to go around this corner here. And voila. So there you go. Leaky's tips for today. Not perfect, but it'll get you by. And we're going to put these to use right now on the Tatooine MOC. Right, per our awesome tutorial, the first layer of mountains is done. I guess it's the first row, first layer, whichever you prefer. And as you can see, per the tutorial, they're locked into place with the bricks. And the one thing I'll note is it is a little too lined up, but that's just the first row, just so we get a solid base. And we can hide that a little bit when we add the detail and the cheese pieces. And as we move on to the second row, I am going to alternate them a little more, so you will see a little more variety. So let's get to the second row mountains. Okay, so as I start the second tier of mountains, you'll notice, like in the tutorial, I want a gap. I want this little ledge here. But the next one, I want to cover that gap. So I have to put a 1x2 connector piece instead of a 2x2. All right, let's finish this off. All right, so here is the second layer or second level of mountains. Still looking a little boxy, a little squared, so I'm going to talk to Assistant about that. But I did stagger those two out, those in, this one out. So I did stagger it a little more with the second level, but it probably needs to go in one or come out one. All right, now let's apply the third level or the third layer of rocks. All right, well, there is all of the mountain pieces. I think we are going to have to do something with this corner. It's a little boxy, but on the whole, it looks not too bad. Let's swing around here and see it from a different angle. Ah, Slay one. Ah. Yeah, it's looking a little boxy. So I tried to stagger the mountains inward, but I think we may have to pull them out. I'm going to talk it over with Assistant. I know that the other mountains also looked a bit boxy before we put the details on them. So I'm going to talk it over with Assistant. I'm not crazy about it, but let me show you how the path is going to come up into Jabba's palace. So you notice this side of the mountain is a little lower. That's so we can have a path blend right up here and move upwards into the front entrance of Jabba's palace. That's where R2-D2 and C-3PO will roll on in and walk in. So that's why this side of the mountain is a little lower than that side. We are also going to be lifting up the middle section here to kind of have it even with the mountain range. But once again, I want to talk this over with Assistant because we may want to move these mountains out a little more just so it doesn't look so boxy. That's just about going to do it for this Tatooine MOC episode of the boxy Jabba's Palace. I don't know. I'll talk it over with Assistant. But anyways, hope you liked this video. If you did, please give us a thumbs up. Please like. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell so you can get more boxy videos like this one. You can join us here each week for our Tatooine MOC video. And also, we have our Hoth Episode 0 coming next Wednesday. So it's going to be a couple of weeks before we get back to Jabba's Palace because we have Hoth Episode 0 hitting next week. We also have our Monday unboxing videos. And also we have our Friday fun videos where we do Lego Star Wars reviews and other Legos reviews. So again, this is Leaky Trooper. Thanks for watching. We will see you soon. Have a good one. I am out. Bye.